Hi, it's Patrick Brewer here. Today I want to talk about starting, building, and scaling your own RIA firm. You might be at that point in your career where you're thinking about starting your own RIA, leaving where you're currently at, or maybe just switching careers and hanging up a shingle and becoming your own boss. I think something that's really important to understand, and this is what I've realized over the past 10 years consulting with thousands of financial advisors, is there's really 5 distinct advisor personality types. Some of these are set up for success when they start their own business. Others have to navigate some landmines and eventually solve some problems in order to become successful. So the 5 primary types are the connector, the guardian, the visionary, the integrator or executive, and the architect. So let's talk through these and see which one you might be. And in reality, you're probably a combination of a few of them. So I don't mean to say that this is distinct and you have to be one type or the other, but I think it makes sense to just get a general idea of where you might fall within these 5 advisor personality types. The first one is the connector. This is the prospector, the forager, the person who, when they're at a networking event, you can't keep them away from people. They constantly are energized by talking to people, they're connecting with others, they're bringing people to the table to have discussions, and this person is really, really good at starting the process of building the advisory firm. The challenge is if you are the connector personality, it's going to break down for you as you start to sign clients up because you're not going to be overly good at the financial planning, the delivery side of the business, compliance, and scaling all the infrastructure that's required for you to actually get a real ROI on the time and energy that you're spending going out and finding all these people to become your clients. Generally, the connector personality is best paired up with one of the other personalities to fully realize their potential. The next personality is the guardian. The guardian is the prototype for a good financial advisor. They care about their clients, they enjoy financial planning, they love the relational aspect of the business. Sometimes they can sell, sometimes they're not overly comfortable selling, and they usually feel a little bit uncomfortable with the prospecting process because they really just want to be the trusted expert and they don't want to be viewed as someone who needs the business. The challenge for the guardian is they're going to struggle with the first 10 to 20 million or $200,000 to $250,000 in revenue that's required to get the business to a sustainable level. So the guardian is actually a really good partner for the connector because the connector can go out and find the people, bring them to the table, and then they have somebody who's trustworthy, who's an expert who can help deliver on the service. Now, where the guardian can also break down is in the scaling of the infrastructure and the strategy around recruiting people for their mission, because their mission is usually only big enough to grow a firm to a certain level. They only want to work with a certain number of clients. They don't have a strong desire to build a really big business and incentivize people and create those accountability structures. So if you're the guardian personality, you're probably also better suited to team up either with a connector or one of the other personalities that I'm about to discuss here in a second. The third type is the visionary. The visionary is really good at putting systems, strategies, and people in the right places. This person can usually sell, they can usually prospect, they can usually do the back end and the systems and everything required to get the company to the next level. The problem is they don't like doing any of that for a long period of time. They get bored very easily and they tend to switch in and out of roles very quickly, and they can burn themselves out because they're not focused enough on the area of the business that needs their attention at any particular time. The visionary is great at making the connector and the guardian thrive in their roles, but if left to their own devices, they're going to keep trying different things and they're just going to end up spinning their wheels and they're not going to be successful. The next is the integrator. The integrator or the executive personality is great at taking ideas, figuring out which ones are actually relevant to the business, clarifying them, and then applying them so that everyone is better in their role. The visionary and the integrator tend to work the best together. So the integrator sits on top of everyone else and makes sure that the guardian has what they need to deliver on the client relationships, that the connector is freed up and not overly burdened with process so they can go out and find and bring more people into the mission, into the cause, and just make sure that the business is working well. So they thrive in a team-based environment, and where their blind spots are is pretty similar to the visionary. They're going to work in different areas of the business, but they're usually not going to go deep enough to get the ROI that's necessary to really get to the next level and scale out and make the business profitable. The fifth type of personality is the architect. Now, the architect is similar to the integrator, but how you know that you have an architect on your hands is they're really good at getting granular with the investment process, with financial planning, with the technology due diligence. They're great at building out those systems to the next level, making sure that the team adheres to them, and making sure that everything is scalable. So if you're an architect, you're gonna struggle on the front end of the build. You're not gonna like sales, you're not gonna like prospecting, you might not even enjoy relationship management to the degree that's necessary in order to get people to their financial goals. You will be great when you're teamed up with the other personalities so that you can help them get to the next level. So all that to say, anyone can be successful building a financial advisory practice. Some personalities are better positioned than others to get it from zero to sustainable. Other personalities are better from getting it to sustainable to enterprise. The key is figuring out which combination of these personalities you are and making sure that you team yourself up with folks that have complementary skill sets, because it will allow you to move faster and to build something more fulfilling for you and everyone else. I hope that's helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. If you like this content, make sure you drop a like and subscribe below. We're going to be hitting you with the best marketing, sales, practice management, and strategy content for financial advisors on the market. So go ahead and subscribe right now. Talk to you soon.